Hello everyone, and welcome to the game of World of Warships. Today it's me playing, and I'm in the Shimakaze, a tier 10 Japanese destroyer. I'm on the map Shards in a 3-point domination game. So this is a pure tier 10 battle, and there are 4 raiders. Which is not really what you want to find. I mean, there is no carrier, and I've definitely seen worse. I think the worst I've ever encountered was like a carrier and 6 raiders or something. But you know, 4 raiders can already be rather problematic. Now despite that, I really wanna take the sea cap. But you know, rule number 1, always have an exit strategy. And be aware that you are really going to get raided here, so you have to come up with a plan that lets you get away alive without too much damage. Now I found the crossbow here earlier, I have some torps going on the way. And I'm very careful here. I have this island here as cover, right? So if I get raided, I will hide behind this island. Now, I have torps that might just hit the Moskva. If your torps hit a raider cruiser, there is a very, very high chance that they immediately press raider as an answer, because they now have sort of confirmation that the destroyer is somewhere in the vicinity. In my experience, the moment those torps hit, he will probably press raider. There are the torps. And will he raider? Yes, he is raidering. It's a very common reaction and one you should always be prepared for. And, well, I have my island here as expected. I haven't actually been able to go into that cap, but the plan was always to, like, be here and then reverse in. Because, like, if you are, like, at this corner here, keep in mind that if you get raided, it takes 6 seconds for every ship to see you, except on the raidering. So there is only one ship that can shoot you immediately. And going behind this island is something you can do relatively fast. Of course, if like there are a lot of ships in this area, then you are not safe. But you know, not really afraid of the Shima gunning me down. Another thing that I want to point out for destroyers, well, something that you should always have is when you look at the minimap, you see the ship names here, right? Now, if that's not how your minimap looks like, there's this icon here. You can click on it. And it will open up a menu where you can actually have some usable info, a lot of interesting information displayed if you want. If you had a ship with radar or hydro, you can also show like the radar or hydro range on the minimap. And that can also be very important. But the important part is that you have the ship names, right? Because one look at the minimap shows me there's a Puerto Rico here with radar, there's a Moskva here with radar. And you really need it, right? Especially like that Moskva is currently no longer spotted, but I need to know that this ship up there was in Moskva so that I know where, well, the raiders are coming from. Now I probably can't go back into the cap. So there are other alternatives. I could leave this point and go towards the center, but there is already my division mate. And I think he, with this Smolensk, will take care of this Shima and then capture the cap. A is too far away. It would be too much time right now to go there. And, well, honestly, I might just be able to do some good up here anyway. So I've some troops going this way. Maybe I'll catch the Montana, maybe not. It's hard to say. I mean, he's probably varying his speed at this point. I've got some troops towards this Yamato. And I don't exactly know how close the Moskva is. Now, right now the Moskva has no reason to radar me, but that's not always helpful. Sometimes enemies even communicate, and sometimes they might see your torps and figure, let's just take a look. But right now, if I get raided, it's mostly the Yamato that can shoot me, and that could, well, now the Montana too. So I'm already trying to get a little bit more away. Now, while it might seem tempting to stick closer to this blob in the north and try to get some close torps off there, you have to be aware of the radar threat, and the closer you are to the enemy, obviously the more likely they're going to hit, and the faster you have to travel to leave the radar. So the Puerto Rico is still far enough away, and we are losing too many forces here. Now down in the south, not sure what's happening, nobody has taken the A cap, but we're the only team so far that actually has a cap. Like, the enemy crossover could have taken C a long time ago, there wasn't really anything stopping her, so that's good for us. And I'm just going to stick around here and launch a few more torps. Now, there is no reason for the Montana to go, like, behind this island, so I'm assuming he might just try to come this way, or Well, if there's shots at something, maybe even sit here. So we have some torps going there. And then we have some random torps going into this cap. It might be the Puerto Rico that's pushing in here. Puerto Rico is almost in radar range again. And this is why playing destroyers can be very stressful. Because you constantly need to check this. That Puerto Rico is almost in radar range. That Moscow is almost in radar range. Now, as long as your ship's pointing away, it's not so bad. If the Puerto Rico is at 9.8 or so and he radars me and my ship is in a good position to run away, like his radar was apparently already running, and there is a crossover. Now this is bad, because my nose wasn't exactly pointing away from those guys, and this means I can't immediately get outside of radar range, but I'm still fairly far away, I suppose. And now I'm outside of radar range, so I immediately deploy smoke. There are way too many ships that could shoot me even if they are not paying attention. And now I can just gun down this crossover. Now this crossover has fired her guns, which means he is being spotted not by me. And since I'm running away, I can deploy a smoke screen behind me. Right, if you are moving towards the enemy or if you have enemies in front of you, then you have to slow down and disappear into your smoke. If you're running away, you can just deploy the smoke behind you and keep running. And, well, the Grosservoy paid a heavy price because he didn't... Well, he wasn't able to shoot me for very long. And... we even got a blind shot in here. So the Grosservoy wasn't able to shoot me for very long and he didn't disappear because of my smoke screen, because he was spotted by other people. So basically... Grosservoy paid a very heavy price for this. Actually... there was a Salem here. Was the Salem nearby? Did he radar? Was that the reason we saw the Grosservoy? Good question. I haven't paid attention in chat if the Salem radar. I don't think so. Anyway. So once again, Moskva is getting closer here and I'm inside the Puerto Rico radar again. But the Puerto Rico's radar should be on cooldown right now. So there is that, but once again something to watch out for. I would like to sink this Grosservoy now, because the Grosservoy is on very low health, but I don't have the smoke screen ready. That's also something you have to keep in mind. If I were to engage the Grosservoy right here, right, and let's say I sink him, there are still a lot of enemy ships that can shoot me, and I can't disappear in smoke. And the 20 seconds that I'm spotted after firing my guns might just be enough to get me sunk, so... something to keep in mind. Now I have this island here that I can potentially disappear behind and I'm spotted. Okay, here's the Grosservoy. Now, Shimakaze traverse is very slow. I'm trying to turn my ship and I'm trying to not sail into the island while doing so, which is a bit of a problematic maneuver probably. And I think we are going to manage here. Now that Grosservoy is on very low health. If we can sink that Grosservoy here, it's nice. Now meanwhile, I'm trying to get into a position where I'm safe from a lot of enemies. So basically get behind this island. And we will see out. So far it seems to work nicely. It looks like the Grosservoy doesn't have a smoke ready and he's not... probably should have tried to disappear sooner. I think we are getting this Grosservoy here, which is very important. There you go. Now, interestingly enough, we still don't have the A-cap, even though we basically control it. But we have two ships in there, so they can just camp it right now. We have a Thunderer that's... I don't know where he's going. Like, if he wants to hunt down this Des Moines, he could also stay like on the side of the map where he can sail into a more reasonable position. Like, obviously you want to have cover of some ships, right? The way that Thunderer is going means that he can't be shot from the center. But I don't think that Thunderer is in a position where he needs to preserve all of his health or something. Now I've torps that might hit. Yeah, there's a hit into Montana. I also got some torps towards the Yamato. The Yamato is on very low health, so probably don't need more than one salvo there if... like, I mean, my team should be able to sink this Yamato, but I have some torps just in case they don't manage. And I mean, the Yamato is trying to cap. We really don't want to have a Yamato capping. Might have to use my guns if the torps fail. But I think they won't fail. There you go. So, I'm once again managed to sail inside the Moscow radar because I wasn't paying that much attention, I'm afraid. Now, the Montana should go down momentarily, and there isn't that much else that can shoot me other than the Moskva, so I probably will survive. But it's always something that you constantly have to watch out for. So I definitely have to get further away from that Moskva. I have to be careful that I don't sail too far into the Puerto Rico. Now the number of ships is getting less and less, so this means if I get raided there will be less fire coming for me. Also, I'm impressed that nobody has managed to take A so far. My division mate is finally fed up with our team's inability to sit in a cab for a little bit. And now he's going there to the camping. I'm raided, no surprise there. But it doesn't look like anyone is shooting me, because like the Moscow should be the only one and I've managed to sail out of range again. Radar definitely limits very much what you can do and how you can position, and it just takes a constant vigil on your part, because it just needs not looking for 30 seconds sometimes and suddenly there's a radar there to farm. For example, I would love to sail on the other side of this island and then torp the Yamato from the other side and stop her from capping and spot her and so on. But I can't, because this Moskva is such a... Well, there's... just imagine a very big circle around all radar ships that you want to avoid at all costs, if possible. And, you know, basically the Moskva is blocking the entire flank there. And the Puerto Rico is blocking the other flank. Now, our Thunder is actually emerged behind this island here by now, and is, well, should be able to deal with this Conqueror. Hopefully somebody will also deal with this Puerto Rico. Now, the Moskva is very low, so I'm kind of hoping at this point that they're going to sink here. Is the Yamato actually peeking here? Maybe I can get something going here. Now, I could always just smoke here. So, I was detected anyway, so I'm using my guns to get an interrupt in. And there you go. This Moskva is like the Moskva is behind the island, he couldn't. Apparently, if you raided the Puerto Rico could. But I think that guy might be busy. So 2 torps into the Yamato. This is nice. Is the Moskva going down? I believe he is. Yeah. Okay. So finally, I'm able to move again. I mean, at this point, it's 4 against 2. I probably have this. The real threat for me is only the Puerto Rico. I guess it's also a threat for my division mate, and there you go. Finally they dealt with her. Only the Yamato left. Now I think we're going to speed up the remaining game here. So finally I can do what I would have liked a long time ago. Go behind here and spot the Yamato. Now he managed to take B because I wasn't fast enough, but it doesn't matter at this point. Let me unlock the camera so nobody gets too much vertigo here. So basically I could take the C cap, I could just go in here and block B. It doesn't really matter anymore. We've got it. So I got some torps towards Yamato. My division mate got a lot more torps towards Yamato, and I think he's a little bit better. And that's a win. So here we are with the results, and I'm aware it wasn't the most spectacular game, but I think it might help some people to deal with radar. I mean, there are games where you really can't do much, and they are very frustrating. I mean, this has been somewhat frustrating too, but overall I'm quite happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you guys next time.